he entered the house and began to search for their gold and diamonds. But this time, something unexpected happened. Unknown to Aboju, the family had grown suspicious after noticing a pattern. They only felt unusually sleepy on nights when they saw them zobo. Once upon a time, in a prosperous village called Akpata, the people lived in harmony, surrounded by riches of gold, diamonds, and other precious stones. The villagers were known for their warmth and generosity, always welcoming visitors with open arms. Celebration was a frequent affair, and the village was well guarded to protect its treasures. One sunny afternoon, a strange visitor stumbled into the village. He looked battered, drained, and hungry. His name was Aboju. Concerned about his appearance and condition, the villagers took him to the king for questioning. The king, a wise and compassionate leader, summoned the elders to the palace to hear Aboju's story. With tears streaming down his face, Aboju recounted his tragic tale. He claimed that a fire had destroyed his village, killing his wife and 2 children. He had lost everything and had wandered far in search of refuge. The elders and the king were deeply moved by his plight. They decided to let him stay in Akpata, offering him a chance to rebuild his life. To make him feel welcome, the king granted Aboju a piece of land to build a home. The villagers, in their kindness, brought him food, clothing, and even materials to start a new life. Little did they know, Aboju was not the helpless man he appeared to be. He was in truth a cunning liar and a thief. As days turned into weeks, Aboju began to familiarize himself with the village. Behind his seemingly humble demeanor, he observed the villagers, carefully studying their routines and security measures. Soon, he devised a sinister plan. Under the guise of earning an honest living, Aboju started selling zobo drinks at night. The villagers were curious about his unusual timing and asked why he didn't sell during the day. He explained that his health required him to rest in the daytime. His explanation seems reasonable, and the villagers began to trust him. Unknown to them, Aboju had his dark secrets. In the zobo drinks he sold to a specific household, he mixed a powerful sleeping pill. The drink caused those who consumed it to sleep so deeply that even loud noises couldn't wake them up. Once they were under his spell, Aboju would sneak into their homes and steal their gold, diamonds, and other valuables. After each theft, he would flee to a thick forest on the outskirts of the village, where he hid his stolen treasures in a secret spot. By dawn, he would return to the village, pretending nothing had happened. The villagers, unaware of his deceit, continued to praise his hard work and resilience. But as the days passed, some began to notice that their valuables were mysteriously disappearing. Suspicion started to grow, and whispers of unease spread through the village. As the villagers began to notice that their valuables disappearing, they started to wonder if their village, once considered impenetrable, has been infiltrated by an outsider. Meetings were held, and the elders advised everyone to be extra vigilant. The king too was concerned and decided to assign more guards to patrol the village at night. Still, Aboju carried out his plans undetected. His knowledge of the guard's routine and his clever timing allowed him to continue stealing without being caught. However, his greed grew with every successful heist, and he became less cautious. One night, Aboju targeted the house of one of the wealthiest families in the village. He added a double dose of the sleeping powder to their zobo, ensuring they wouldn't wake up. Confident in his plan, he entered the house and began to search for their gold and diamonds. But this time, something unexpected happened. Unknown to Aboju, the family had grown suspicious after noticing a pattern. They only felt unusually sleepy on nights when he sold them zobo. That night, they decided to pretend to drink the zobo and stay awake instead. Hiding in the shadows, they watched as Aboju crept into their home. The moment he began rummaging through their belongings, they sprang into action. The head of the family blew a loud whistle, a signal to the nearby guards. Within moments, the guards and several villagers arrived, surrounding the house. Aboju tried to escape, but the villagers caught him before he could reach the forest. When the villagers searched him, they found several stolen items in his possession. Under questioning, Aboju confessed to his crimes, revealing the location of his hidden treasures in the forest. Shocked and betrayed, the villagers retrieved their valuables and brought Aboju before the king and elders. The king, saddened by Aboju's treachery, addressed him sternly. "We welcomed you into our village, gave you shelter, food, and kindness, yet you repaid us with lies and thefts. Your actions have dishonored the trust we placed in you." As punishment, Aboju was banished from Akpata, never to return. The villagers, though hurt by his betrayal, learned a valuable lesson about balancing generosity with caution. They tightened their security and became more vigilant about who they welcome into their midst. From that day on, Akpata remained a prosperous and united people. His people became wiser and more protective of their community. As for Aboju, he disappeared into the wilderness, never to be seen again, carrying with him the weights of his misdeeds. Moral lesson: generosity and kindness are noble virtues, but they must be accompanied by wisdom and vigilance. Blind trust can lead to betrayal, and not everyone who appears helpless has pure intentions. Always exercise caution, even when helping others, to protect yourself and your community.